Boy, it seems like the world done got itself turned topsy-turvy. It seems like up is down and down is now up. But it's almost like things change the more they stay the same. We are now living in the day and age of the allegation. Yes, it means that all someone has to do is just accuse you. And it's up to you to be able to prove your own innocence. But sometimes people will show you exactly who they are. Do you believe them when they show you who they are? I know all of us want to be people that give others a second chance, right? Don't you want to give people another chance? Don't you believe that people can change? Can a leopard change his spots? Can a tiger change his stripes? I mean, when people show you who they are, should we believe them? Hmm. Well, come on, cousins, and let's pod about it.
In a world fraught with confusion, one man will break his silence. There was only one man for the job.
Come on, cousins, let's pod about it.
Woo, man, I love that intro. Gets me going, get the juices pumping. It's almost like put my helmet on, put on my chin strap. Put me in, coach. Welcome to the funkiest show this side of the Pecos. Man, who me? I'm Terry Patrick, your friendly neighborhood podcaster, your liaison for this journey that we call life, man. I'm so glad that you guys pop back in on another beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. We got everything that you need right here on Word to the Wise, and I'm so glad that I can be able to bring these messages to you guys. But I gotta give it up to those who brought me into this world. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause for Pops and Fat Mama. Yes, they did a great job on, I'm going to say Mama tried. Yes, she did. Dad did the best that he could, but I was a hard-headed little rascal. I have made a lot of mistakes. Yeah, and let those out there without sin throw the first rock if you want to, because I know that all of us have our own cross to bear. Do we not? Come on, cousins, help me out, somebody. Any perfect people out there? Well, this is not for you. I know that there are some out there who have betrayed you. And I have been betrayed myself. But can I get real with you for a second, cousins? I have betrayed people myself. I am not a complete and perfect vessel. No, I got holes in my base. It was a point in time in my life I was leaking like a sieve. And people still gave me some trust. They hoped and they prayed that I will get it right. Never underestimate a grandmother's prayer. Have anybody ever trusted you and you betrayed their trust? Have you had your trust betrayed yourself? So here's the big question I want to ask you guys today, right here on Word to the Wise with the exclamation point. How do you issue out your trust? Do you give people trust first? Do you trust them first? What about the respect? Do you respect people first? And then if they betray your trust, if they betray your respect, you can take it away. Or do you make people earn it? Must someone earn your trust? Must they earn your respect first before you give it? You just don't give it out frivolous and hand it out like lollipops and ice creams or Halloween candy around there in Halloween. Here's some trust for you, some respect for you. Here you have a double dose. Sometimes people will show you that they don't deserve either. And we, as giving, loving human beings, we have a tendency to want to stretch that out. Yeah, you just made a mistake. Yeah, you just made 2 of them. Maybe you made 3 mistakes. And people will give you a chance. See, I'm so glad that I serve a God not of 1, 2, and 3 chances. 3 strikes, you're out. No, I serve a God of another chance. He'll give you another one, another chance. But at what point do you have to cut a person off? Have you done that? Drop something in the comments section if you have been burned so badly in your life that you just had to, hey, I just got to cut you off. I'm done. Yeah, I'm like a lollipop. I'm a sucker. But I'm down to the soggy white stick. I'm all sucked up. I got nothing left to give for you. No plans, no vision, no thoughts. I'm even out of prayers. Have you gotten to that point with an individual in this entire big old world and you came to the point where that's enough? Enough is enough. I have been cut loose in my life. Yes, I was doing so bad at one point in my young life. If you pray for me from across the street. Okay? Don't get too close to me. I don't want you to get exposed to me. Yes. I always used to say I was suffering from spiritual emphysema. My soul couldn't breathe because I was on a routine. And that routine was on a direct path to self-destruction. And somebody had to pull me out. And I do believe it was divine intervention. I may have showed a lot of people exactly who I was, but was that me, really? I'm talking about the wrongdoer. I'm talking about the sinner. I'm talking about the person out there trapped inside of a body that wants to kill you. The mind was in control. Check out my podcast about being controlled by a mind that wants to kill you. It's a beautiful story, very poignant, but boy, is it real. I can remember being trapped inside. I mean, I had looked so bad at one point. Yeah, I don't look like what I've been through. I looked so bad at one point. I had one of my homies, man, like, man, is that you? Is that you? He was looking me right in my eyes and could barely recognize me. And I said, yeah, I'm in here somewhere. I'm in here somewhere. I was so deep down inside of my own self that it was almost like I was a robot, android. I was trapped inside and just being a spectator in my own life. Everybody don't know what I'm talking about. How, Terry? How can you not be in control of your own faculties? How could you not know what you were doing? You knew. You knew exactly what you were doing and you did it anyway. I'm talking about going beyond your own interest. See, love and hate will do that to you. Love will do it to you. Yeah, like the old song said, make you stay up all night long or get up early in the morning. Love and happiness will do that to you. And so will hate. Hate will drive you. It will drive you like a horse being ridden. Also spoke on that. You know how they break a horse? That's how they do it. They put those reins in there in the soft part of that horse's mouth. And they pull those reins. When they pull it right, you go right. They pull it left, you go left. And when they want you to giddy up, they yank it back. And they kick them spurs into your side. And you will run, even if you're exhausted. I have been there. Been up days, tired, exhausted, can't get a wink of sleep. Starving, hungry, can't force down a single morsel of food. Driven. I'm talking about to the point where I needed prayer. I needed somebody. I just needed somebody. If you ever just needed somebody, then boy, have you come to the right place. You know why? Because, people will show you exactly who they are. But do you believe that people can be multiple people? Are you multiple people right now? Yeah, I am who I am. You sound like Popeye. I am who I am. Yeah, and I done stood all I can stand, and I can't stand no more. Yeah, that's what Popeye the Sailor Man used to say. What did he do? He would say that after he done put some of that leafy green spinach, but he didn't eat it in his mouth. He had to put it in the pipe. And once he get that leafy green in him, now he got courage. He go jump on Bluto and beat him up. Yeah, beat up Bluto after he gets some of that leafy green in him. It's a metaphor for life, isn't it? We was watching that cartoon all the time. Didn't know that Popeye had artificial courage. Because without that leafy green, Bluto or Brutus, depending on what age you were in when you were watching that cartoon, would jump on Popeye and just beat him down to a pulp. But yet he would turn it around. Why? We have to have some form of encouragement that is coming from somewhere. Are you multiple people? Yeah, are you a mother? Are you a daughter? Are you also an aunt? Maybe even a grandmother? Are you a friend? Are you a sister to somebody? Well, you wear all these different hats. What happened to all those hats when you go to work? And you work at the job, and it may even be hourly salary. It don't matter. It could be corporate America. It can be in restaurants or retail. You have to be somebody else at work. So there's multiple yous, aren't there? Do you talk the same around your folks that you do your coworkers? Do you talk the same as you do around your coworkers with your neighbors? Do you have a persona that you put on? That persona that you put on, it's all still a part of you. So sometimes when you show people who you are, it's not really who you were. What you say, boy, I think that rings true. Because these things, I am in an eclectic soul. I have many different me's that fit into the one person that I am. And I always say, please, I can put up with a lot. I can deal with a lot. I can even handle a lot of power, a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. But don't turn me back into the old me. You'll see a totally different person. I didn't know he was like that. I didn't know he could be like that. That was always inside of me too. There is love and hate. Yes, I do have anger and I do have happiness. I do have both. It is the duality of man that I am talking about. So when someone shows you who they are, you have to kind of seek to understand. You have to dig deeper and ask yourself, why? Sometimes you run out of patience. I don't have the time to figure you out. But sometimes if you love them, you have to ask yourself, why did they act like that? Were there extenuating circumstances? Were there circumstances that are beyond your control? We always say, I would never, never, ever, ever do that. Don't say never. Yeah, there are people that are living under a bridge who said they would never do what they did. You think everyone who is homeless or out there on the street or unhomed or out there trying to find shelter or living in a cardboard box, they were born that way? No, some of them held high-paying jobs. High-paying jobs. Some of them were men and women of God. I used to see a man on the corner of University and Chicago Street. This is deep in the heart of downtown Riverside, California. And he used to sing the gospel so loud that even if I had my music, I'm bumping NWA on my way to work. And he would be singing the gospel so loudly, it would drown out my radio. And I had to ask him one day. I was at a shopping center and he was over there, him and his dog, and he said he needed some help. And of course I wanted to help him. But I'm a writer, I'm an author, I'm a storyteller. I wanted to hear his story. I'm like, how did you wind up unhomed? And he said, well, I used to head up a big church. And then the church went through some turnabout where there was a controversy that went on inside of the church. And he didn't get into details of it. What happened when he went through the controversy? But he said, tragedy struck me in the same week. I lost my congregation. He said, I had it all. I had it all. I was a man of God. I was preaching the word. I was changing people's lives, but I hadn't changed my own. He said, I lost my congregation. And he said, less than 30 days later, there was a fire. And my wife and my 2 little children burned inside of this fire. He lost his whole family and his church family. He felt that he lost his calling. He questioned if he was called at all. And he didn't have anything left in this world, but all he had was just a song in his heart. And boy, he used to stand out there on the island where you're about to make a left-hand turn, where you're about to go left. And here he is at the red light, and he's standing out there and cars are whizzing by. He's on that little concrete island praising. To the point he touched me. And when I heard his story, I'm like, my goodness, what would I do? Or as they said in the Game of Thrones, when the High Sparrow was talking to Cersei Lannister, how will you behave when all of your finery is stripped away? That's what he said, when we strip away your finery. They wind up stripping her and shaving her head and made her walk through the streets of King's Landing butt naked with the woman behind her, the septum, with a ringing a bell saying, shame, shame. And she walked and they spit on her and they cursed her. What would you do if all your finery is stripped away? Well, after I heard that gentleman's story, I asked him to, do you want to pray? He said, I need somebody to pray for me. And I prayed for him. And yes, I gave him some money. Yes, I did. I had put some $1 in his pocket, as I should, But I went home with a message in my heart. I had that story and I carry it around all these years. Be careful. Be careful when you're riding high. Yeah, when you're riding high and everything is going well, what will you do if it was all taken away? Well, somebody's going to say, yeah, that's who he was. That's who she was all the time. No. We become different people in different aspects and different sections of our lives. Whoever you are now, you can always get better, but don't you forget about who you was. Because you know what? You used to be something else, and then you became this. What will you become tomorrow? What will the next day bring to you? Are you always going to be on top? I doubt it. Yes. Riding high on the mountaintop now. Yeah, even if you came up on that rough side of the mountain, you still got there. Don't forget. Somebody's going to say, well, you know what? You got to believe them when they show you who they are today. Who were you yesterday and who will you be tomorrow? Always keep striving and rising to the top, because I feel this in my heart of hearts. My story isn't told yet. I still got a lot more story to go. And I don't know where I will end up. And as Marcus Garvey once said, I might not be what I should be. I may never be what I could be, but just thank God Almighty that I ain't what I was. Because who I was a person who needed divine intervention. And here I stand, right here on Word to the Wise on the podcast. I'm pouring my heart out, and I want to reach as many people as I possibly can. But I would love for you guys to just tune in, because these messages that I'm giving, believe me, they're for you, but they're for me as well. It's a therapeutic value in what I got to say. I want you to be able to check out my last podcast. Be thankful for what you got. Oh, you know the song. Yeah, you may not have a car at all. Yeah, gangster lean, Cadillac. Yeah, gangster white walls, TV antenna in the back. Yeah, you may not even have a car at all. You may be walking. But just be thankful for what you got. Because money, if that's what you put in your stock on, you know how dirty and filthy a dollar is? How many hands it has touched? That should tell you something. How many hands has every bill touched? Money is dirty. And what once was yours could soon be mine. Yeah, what you have could soon belong to me. And everyone, it just keeps circulating. Some people have put their full stock in nothing but money. Yes, we just had an election. Yes, we did. And now we are going to swear in a president. And there are some people that are gloating. Oh, things are going to turn around. Money is going to be put back into my pocket. Yeah, he's going to be able to lower this and he will lower that. And don't you know that the plan that they have in place is not a trickle down? That money going to stay at the top. That 1-2%. They will get the breaks. And you can get the crumbs off the table. Can you live off those? Are you living off those now? Are you going to be so well off that you know what? You will forgive all sins. Sometimes people will show you exactly who they are and you can't be confused. It's like the story of the scorpion and the bullfrog. The scorpion and the bullfrog. The bullfrog was about to hop across the pond. There sits a scorpion. And the scorpion said, Mr. Bullfrog, the rain is coming down. And as you know, I can't swim, but I need to get across the river here. And I would appreciate it if you just believe in me. Just believe in me, Mr. Bullfrog, and give me a ride on your back. And the bullfrog says, yeah, but you're a scorpion. If I give you a ride on my back, you will sting me. And then I will most assuredly die. But the scorpion said, no, because see, if I'm on your back and you're crossing the river, and if I sting you, then we'll both die. That makes no sense. You got to trust me. You got to believe me. So the bullfrog told the scorpion, come on. I believe in you. I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to give you a second chance, a third chance. Whoever knows how many chances this scorpion has had. But he got on top of the bullfrog's back, and it's rain coming down, and the river is rushing, and the bullfrog is jumping from lily pad to lily pad to lily pad, and he could see the bank, and he's almost there. And he said, hang on, Mr. Scorpion. We're almost there. And boom, just like that, the scorpion stung him. And the bullfrog became paralyzed. couldn't hop anymore. It's like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? That I'm a Scorpion. It's what I do. Stinging is just what I do. I said, yeah, but now we are both going to die. The metaphor for that is some people will show you their character and they refuse to change. I think right now we're going to have a person that's going to take office who may even be willing to burn this nation to the ground if they can be king of the ashes. I want you guys to research something. The night of the long knives. The night of the long knives. Research it. Drop something in the comment after you do. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast, because this message, this warning shot, this caveat, this word to the wise, it's just for those of intelligence. It is not for those who are afraid of wokeness. To them nowadays, know where we are? Stay asleep. Stay asleep. I'm tired of trying to wake you up. Stay asleep. Nowadays, it is all about, man, you better have somebody praying for you. And you better try to change your ways, because you don't keep getting another chance. Just like when an airplane is ready to take off and it says final call, final boarding, it don't sit there at the airport all day. It gets in the air and it gets going. It get up there and it get going when the going is good, and it leaves this place. We are getting to the point right now where you must choose. You want to stay the same? Then stay asleep. If you want to change, because people say, oh, you have showed me who you really are. Well, you know what? I am multiple people. I choose to be someone better. And I can change, and I can change my life. And I have a choice between love and hate. I have a choice between pain and happiness. Do you want joy in your life? Well, start living joyful. Start spreading it around, because you are who you are. And that, my friend, is the word to the wise. Yeah, you can choose, and I'm glad you chose this program here today. Oh man, you have just been tuned in, ladies and gentlemen, to the quickest 30 all of radio, all of the internet. And you can find me on YouTube. Yeah, you can find me on TikTok at Cat Daddy in the Mix. Because every Wednesday, we do it just like this. And I'm going to give it to you how you should get it. And I feel like we made a connection here. I feel like we go way back like Fat Crayons and Hot Wheel tracks, baby. Like Droopy Diapers and similar. Yeah, it's me and you. And if you see me out and about, just give me one of these. Say, hey, cousin, I see you putting in work, and I'm with you. Yeah, it's the struggle. And we may even have some dark times that are coming our way. We don't know. But what we do know is you got loved ones in your life, and you do have someone that you can pray for. Are you praying for them? Because it's a jungle out there. Just keep swinging like Tarzan.
I hope you like the podcast and you really like the podcast.
Come on, be serious.
And you really like my podcast. Like and subscribe.